Imagine a world where dystopian elements are dominating uh, the the setting. Um, and dystopian basically means a society, the worst possible society, with features of great suffering and inequality. Um, and in this society, we have a machine um, which rules the which basically rules the world. At this point, they are living underground in a very cold, um, with cold temperatures. Um, and we basically know three characters in this, or we follow three characters in this story, or um, in this world. One of them is called Vashti, and she is basically a mother, uh, and that will make sense later. She is quite afraid. Oh, she's quite paranoid all the time, and she's afraid of this machine, which or not yeah, yes, afraid of it, but like really attached to it as well. Uh, uh, yes, and she's really passive. She basically just accepts that this machine is now her ruler. She's under a tyranny, or yeah, and she teaches Australian music. That's her job, and uh, yeah. And I told her I was saying what I was saying earlier was that she was a mother, and she her kid is named Kuno, and he is uh, quite the opposite of what Vashti is, because um, he's trying to break free from this machine. He's thinking, yeah, he's fighting towards freedom, and he deselects this machine. He doesn't want to be a part of this. There must be some other way to live. This can't be how she's supposed to live, with a machine controlling everything. Um, and basically, him and his mother um, gets into a huge argument about this, and Kuno leaves. I'm pretty sure, um, or yeah, he wants to break free, and Vashti thinks it's a really bad idea because you should just stay passive, and that's how you get. That's basically how you avoid homelessness, which means being killed, basically. Um, um, yes, and the story basically ends out with um, the whole machine breaking down. Um, some errors are found in the machine, and Vashti, the mother, questions this, and at the same time, her son reaches out to her and tell her that the machine is going to break down soon, or going to die. Get Yeah, it is being erased from the world. I don't know. Yeah, but she doesn't believe it at first. But then it really begins to self-destruct this machine, and all the people. Yeah, all the people are going down with it as well. Um, and it basically ends up with Kuno and her mother and his mother meeting at the end, and he's saying how humans now have learned their lesson about not giving into a machine. It's like this whole um, this whole group of people, this whole world is going to end now, or not the world, but or at least the world they know, but um, I think life is gonna come back, but humans will um, will do better next time. And I think perhaps someone survives, because that would make sense in a way that young ones, some young people from the machine could survive, and they could use history to do better for the next couple of generations, not get attached to a machine, because that did not end well the last time. So that is basically what the whole story is about. A machine reigning, and um, a, a courageous character breaking free from it, and the whole world being destroyed. That they know, and hopefully some sort of lesson is learned. Yes. Okay, I forgot to include quotes, so I'm just gonna put some here at the end. I have one that shows the relationship of Kuno and Vashti. Kuno says, "You are beginning to worship the machine," and she answers, "At this, she grew angry. I worship nothing." So this basically shows how she is given in to the machine, and Kuno is trying to rebelliously, detach from the machine. And my second quote shows how I was talking earlier about how humanity had learned its lesson, and they were gonna do better next time. And at the end, it says, Kuno says, "Never humanity has learned its lesson," because Vashti says that some fool will start the machine again. So, yeah, that basically shows how I was talking about them learning a lesson. Yes.